Hello and welcome. I've got a cracking race for you guys today. We're at the Ring for a league race, Ldrl round 5. I've not been having the best championship season so far. I think I'm about 6th or 7th in the championship. I had a couple of good races, but I got crashed out of another 2. So on round 5 we need a good result. But you join us in qualifying. I set the car up, but I forgot to check the weather. It's so important to check the weather around here because, especially in this league, we run dynamic weather, so anything can happen. Anyway, we're moving on to the first flying lap of the qualifying session. Braking down in 2nd gear, get the turn in. 3rd gear, open up DRS down the hill. Under the Rolex sign, down left there's a Renault ahead of me. I think it's disconnected. And yeah, there it is, vanishes off into the distance. 6th gear, 7th gear. Do we go into 8th? No, we hold it in 7th gear down to 6th. Running wide a little bit, but not invalidating. Very easy. Avoid that curb on the inside. Past the Renault. Renault lets me through. Down the 3rd gear through the chicane. Using all the curb on the exit. Almost going onto the grass. Run a bit deep there. 4th gear, 3rd gear. Using the curb, but not all of it. We could have used way more there. 6th gear, flicking it through, down into 5th gear, and using all the exit curb. 7th gear, down, late braking, 2nd gear, kissing the apex, and we've run a bit wide. We've lost the back end. Going through into the final couple corners, what can we pull out? This lap's been not perfect. 4th gear, 3rd gear, blipping the throttle. 4th gear, 5th gear, open up DRS. We run out of ERS. Hot lap, and there we are, fastest lap of the session so far at 16.7, but definitely not good enough. Going through, and we've lost a car, and that is by no means ideal. So we've abandoned this lap. We're going to come into the pits this lap. There's a Renault behind me. I've let him go through. We've already dropped a few positions. We're now P3, and it's only been a matter of minutes since. So skipping forward, I invalidated at the chicane. Tyres are a little bit warm. Coming through 6th gear, 5th gear. I don't know why I'm going. Oh no, I've lost the back end. I've lost the back end. I'm in the wall. I can't believe this has happened. Toto can't believe this has happened. I'm so frustrated. We had so much potential for this qualifying, and I've bottled it. So putting that behind us, we qualified P12 in the end. And as you can see on the dashboard, there is rain expected. So I'm going to try the mediums. It's risky because no one knows when the rain is actually going to come. I'm going to overfuel the car slightly, and we're going to try the mediums. But as you can see on here, you can only do about 7 or so laps on the softs, and 11 laps on mediums is the recommended. So anyway, formation lap, and I jump and then go and overtake a lot of people, which is very cute, but yeah, doesn't mean anything. So we're going to skip forward 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go for this Hungarian league race. Got a great jump on the racing point, caught him napping. We're alongside the Mercedes. Can we do anything into turn 1? We're going to be a little bit cautious, but then later on the brakes, and we've already made the move. We caught someone. There's a Haas spinning in the background. We're trying to get past the laggy Renault. We are past the Renault, down the inside. There's 3 wide ahead. 3 wide, that's insane. They turn into 2 wide as they flick right. The Toro Rosso goes wide. The Red Bull on the outside. Are they going to make it 2 wide through the left? They are. And that is the Toro Rosso making massive gains through there. The Red Bull looking to get that position back. And he's just going to miss his braking point there, and he's going to hit the back of that Toro Rosso. I go through and he turns in and catches the back of my car. Really unfortunate there. But anyway, we're going to skip forward on to lap number 2 now. We've got a Mercedes behind us and a Mercedes in front, so we're sandwiched at the moment in P8, so not been a bad first lap. and we're going to see how close the Mercedes is behind, as you can see on the but does he make a move? Oh, he looks at it. He definitely looks, but nowhere near close enough to make that work. Closing up then to this huge gaggle of cars, and there's a couple of cars already peeling into the pit lane, and we're going to gain a few positions from that. I think we're going to move up to the P6 with DRS enabled. We're going to make a move on Jack. We make a look, and no, nothing comes from that. Just threatening for sure. Jack runs wide. We run wide. There's an Alfa Romeo, sorry, off the side, and we narrowly avoid colliding as they rejoin the circuit. And that's us, another position gained. P5 now. On lap number 3, Jack runs a bit deep, but that's because he's peeling into the pit lane, as are a number of other cars. So where are we going to come out at this stage of the race? And we're going to see it's P2, Rapalukas, race leader and fastest lap holder, leading currently, but on the next lap he's in the pit lane and we take the lead of this Hungarian Grand Prix. But we are under pressure from the Haas behind, and we're going to see, is he going to make a move down on those much better soft tyres? And he does. He does. Down the inside, and that is position gained by Ricochet. So Ricochet leads, I'm in P2, and my teammate Matt is in P3. Skipping forward to the end of lap 5, Ricochet goes deep, and that's because he's peeling into the pit lane himself. So that's us re-inheriting the lead of this race. But of course, we have to be careful because, you know, we're on mediums. We haven't pit yet. We're going to come out in traffic if we do pit on lap 11. Speaking of lap 11, let's jump forward because that middle stint was incredibly boring. Nothing happened. It was just me setting consistent laps, trying to ensure that when I do pit, I get the best gain. But as you can see, we haven't peeled into the pit lane on the recommended, and that is because Jeff has indicated that rain is only minutes away. So let's listen to Jeff. So yeah, lap 12 of 18. No rain as of yet, coming through onto lap 14. Sorry, at the end of lap 14 on towards lap 15. There's a disconnected Haas in front of me. So let's go and ghost through him. 4th gear on the exit, 5th gear. Bumping up into overtake. We've been trying to save as much ERS as possible, but you know, we're really quite low. And we've done a rain dance in the cockpit, and you know, we need rain any minute. And there we are. Rain is coming down as requested. I can't believe this. This is exactly what we needed. But the race isn't over yet. We need this rain to get heavy, and we need it to get heavy fast. If it doesn't, we will have to pit onto soft tyres. If DRS doesn't get disabled, we are a sitting duck. We've got into the grass on the run into the penultimate corner, and that sent us a bit wide. We still don't pit. It's not wet enough. So really, at this point, I'm getting very nervous. We're on lap 16 of 18. No sign of this rain getting into any position where we can put onto intermediates. Skipping forward a whole lap onto lap 16. Let's see what we can do. Do we pit this lap? No, we don't. We thought about it, but we stay out. And now I'm getting nervous because really it's, as the game is about to tell me, there you are, as you can see, tyre regulations. We have to pit this lap, whether it's wet or not, we have to pit. And if it's not wet enough, we'll have to go on to the dry tyres. All we need is DRS to be disabled, and it has. That's incredible. As we're going through the chicane, this is literally the last possible chance that it could have happened. So, with that great news, we're going to come through on the penultimate lap, losing the car, and we're going to pit onto the intermediate tyres. We've made the strategy work. It was touch and go, but it has been pulled off successfully at this point, I would say. It all depends on what everyone else does. And as you can see, the McLarens stay out. They haven't pit. So we're going to fall down to P3. Is that going to be P4 as well? There's a Williams going through as well. At the moment, coming across the line, the Williams. And we are going to emerge all the way down in P4. So we've got a few overtakes if we're going to win this race. On the final lap, we are about 15 seconds behind the leaders. So we're going to ride on board for the entirety of this lap. Can we do it? So for the last time, coming down through the downhill left-hander, the Williams is slipping and sliding all over the track. We've got so much traction. Williams goes wide. We're going to find the gap and we're going to go back up onto the podium, P3. But as you can see, it's 10 seconds is the gap to the leaders. Can we close that with just 2 sectors to go through the final for the final time through the chicane? And we still, you know, we're gaining, but is it going to be enough? We can only know by the end of this race. Coming through really treacherous conditions at this point, trying to negotiate all these corners on the intermediates, and as you can see, gap is 3.38 with 1 sector remaining. You can see the McLarens there. Can we do it? Into the final 2 corners. They're running so close to each other. And the car's sliding everywhere. 1 corner to go. We're not going to be able to do it. We close massively up to James. James is so slow on the exit. We get so much better run, but James defends on the inside. Really well placed on his car. And across the line we go. And that is, unfortunately, all she wrote. P3 for us. What a fantastic race, though. Absolutely fantastic. Polo God finishes P4. Term 5th. Sam 6th. My teammate Matt 7th. Fabian 8th. Ricochet 9th. And Ed 10th. There's been quite a few retirements. The rain's caught a few people out. As you can see, there's yellow flags in sector 3. So yeah, really tricky conditions, and yeah, fantastic race. Really happy to get P3. It's my first podium of the season, so let's enjoy it and let's go onto the podium celebration. So there you have it, guys and girls. That is the race over. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for future videos. F1 2020 is right around the corner. See ya.